Hi, I am Kodili-nye. Welcome back to another vlog. We are going to discuss about the road constructions for Christmas. Everything is in frantic mood for the Christmas, and the government of Anambra State is not relenting in making sure that some of the roads are put in order so that the people will have a great holiday season, especially Christmas and New Year. And many of the roads that were previously with a lot of potholes are being attended to. And hopefully that I am Kodili-nye. Sorry for the mix-up. We are discussing about the move by Anambra State government to rehabilitate some roads and fill up some of the potholes that are existing in some of the roads that people are going to use in this time, and is quite encouraging. I know that more need to be done, but at least they are trying to fill some of the potholes. But also, I will use this opportunity to draw government attention in some areas that are still with some of these issues, and also to offer solutions to the long term of this some of these major rural roads, and how communities should gather to tackle it in partnership with the government. It's very, very important, because we can't continue having this issue of bad roads in 21st century. I know it's very financially demanding, but still we can have a way to get some of these roads up and running, and at least that businesses and economic activities will improve in the state. Very, very important. And subscribers, you're all welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Wherever you're joining us, depending on your time zone, thank you very much for always remembering to join us. And stay tuned. So we are discussing about the order from the Anambra State government to road maintenance agency to make sure that most of the key roads in most of the towns in the key towns in the state keep in a working condition, especially filling up the potholes and rehabilitating those that need to be rehabilitated. It's a temporary thing, and since that order, it seems that some of those roads are being done. I know that they have a lot of things to do, because some of those roads has been in this bad condition for almost 8 years, because since the last regime of Sir Willie Obiano, the road maintenance was very poor, and I know he didn't do much roads, and the few ones that were in good condition before was left completely was left in shambles. And I think his government was one of the worst in road construction in Anambra State. It's very sad to say that, but that's what Soludo inherited, unfortunately. So, but it's not about to keep on looking at the past. But now that Soludo is in power, he has to find a lasting way of dealing with this issue once and for all, especially considering that Anambra State is one of few states in Nigeria that has the citizens willing, ably willing to partner with government to do roads. Unfortunately, the government has not actually exploited this fully, because by now would have seen hundreds of roads in these rural areas done. The city one, I will do a vlog, a subsequent vlog in continuation of what I was discussing about revolution in road construction. But I'm talking about the rural roads, because in all these communities, at least 3 or 4 roads are very key to their economy. In each of these villages or towns, um, you they will find a way of doing like 2 or 3 to 4 rows in partnership with the local community, so that the economic activities will improve, and the security of lives and property will improve actually, because we don't have a rail system in Anambra State, and we don't have water transport, despite that the state is littered with rivers and streams and all those things. We don't have a good, connecting. And the roads are the only thing that need to be kept going. And the connectivity of those roads are very poor. So a lot of them are not connected properly, and they are very, very narrow. So it's the time to look at all those community rural roads to open it up. It will be the former previous governor of Anambra State did marvelous job in rural road construction. He opened a lot of the communities, and after that, you were thinking that Willie Obiano will continue or do the city one, but he did not do anything. He just abandoned everything, and his praise singers was basically putting signposts everywhere. Willie is walking every road. Basically, Willie is walking. And most of those roads are not being done. The one that are done are poorly done, that within 6 months, the water just wash everything out. So, but now is the time for a new beginning, that Soludo should exploit this opportunity of this blessedness of the citizens of Anambra State with a lot of cash to spare. And the generosity, it's no point of saying no money, no money. There is money. The people of Anambra State is the greatest wealth the states have, the greatest resources. A lot of states would have loved to have people from Anambra State to be in their state. People that are willing to, they do borehole, they put electricity, they put a lot of things, they build markets, they do a lot of things. So it's now the time for Soludo urgently have a timeline of getting these communities, like having a policy of maybe each of the communities 4 selected roads in partnership. So people will now, the community will say a way to partner with government in those 4 roads, at least a kilometer, 4 kilometers. That's all, each will be at least 1 kilometer. And this thing will be done, and this will actually open the community. We open the community, give it a sense of belonging. So because the indigenes can as well as expand more. We're going to do about the Neni and the Adaziana issue, where one person alone building a Neni Adaziana, almost 16 rows. Only one person. 16 rows. What I mean 16 rows with every road infrastructure, like drainage system, street light, everything top notch. In Neni, you heard about Tony Mars, late Tony Mars, lots of roads he built in Neni. In Oruku, you have a lot of roads built. I know about 2 or 3 people that built two roads or 3 in Oruku. So there are other towns that are, roads are being done. You hear about in Ozoblo, you have Bishop doing some roads, I think 2 roads. You have the other guy, I've forgotten his name, called that is building road at the moment. Balance somebody, I don't know what they call him, but and some other roads. some other villages that are being built by the people. So these are people from Anambra State. So any governor will love to have people, these people to be from his state. So time has come that we might exploit this and use it for the benefit of all. So the governor, as chief marketer of the state, must fashion a way to harvest this blessing to the benefit of the whole state and the economy of the state. So we are going to continue discussing about this because it's very, very important for us to continue discussing it, because road infrastructure is very key to any society that want to go places. It's very, very important. It's very vital that we look into road infrastructure, because with that you will be able to get these rural communities a sense of belonging, and they spread the wealth around. So that's how economy is done, so that people will not be migrating mostly to the cities. They will stay where they are and still have whatever they want. That's what it should be done. It should be like that anyway. That's what we should be aiming at. So welcome back. That's the road ongoing rehabilitation by the Anambra State government under Professor Soludo in the rural area to see that the people have a great holiday. So that's what we are discussing about, and it's very, very important for them to continue on this. It's very important to expand on it and to get more people involved. As we are talking earlier, talking about 4 roles in each of the community, and making sure that the communities are geared to looking at a way to do most of the key roles in the community. A census of or a counting of the roles in the community should be done, so that in each of the community they will have the number of roles in that community, especially important roles. So from there they can select 4 that they can easily, like we are coming into 2024, that in 2024 that we have these 4 roles in this community, like in the north where you have these 4 rows, or in Ichida you have these 4 rows, or you have in Agulo Eriotu you have like 4 rows, in Atani you have like 4 rows, and you have in Dekbe 4 rows, you have in Ogidi 4 rows. So these are what the government should be doing. So with that, it will actually help to turn a lot of things around and get the people focused in real economic development. That's what we'll be discussing about. That's what is very important, and that's what is vital at the moment. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do so, because we are not going to left anybody behind. Everybody must follow in this success story, and with you, counting on you, we are going to be greater than how we are at the moment. So what is your view concerning this? What is your view? Do you have any suggestion how some of these rural roads can be rehabilitated and revamped? Do you have any this thing? Do you think the community should launch road infrastructural development? Do you think the government should have a way to get a loan for the rural community to get their roads, at least 4 to 10 roads done in all these rural communities? What is your view, especially a kilometer road in each of these communities? Do you think it's a wise decision to do that? What is your view? That's what we want to hear at the moment. So for me, I want to suggest another one. I think collectively, some of those rural communities, the government should, in a way, get the communities after enumerating or counting the number of key roads in those communities. The government should have a way of getting banks to loan to loan or the ASBA, the Anambra State Small Business Agency, to be loaning to be part of infrastructural development. Part of their scope will not be only small scale business, but or set up an agency for um, infrastructural activities that will give loan for infrastructural activities, especially roads. So now this will have a situation that a lot of these communities, this agency will loan money to them as a community and with a specification on the roads that need to be done. Maybe most of this community will select between 4 to 10 roads. And this agency of the government will give them loan that will have a 3% interest for 3 or 4 years for repayment. So now the community will now be having a way to be having a raising fund. So the government also will get involved in, as they have this 10 rows borrowed money for, the government can also give any community, like they will have a timeline of 1 year to do those rows. So any community that finish, the government might give them a bonus of two that the government will build also in addition to the 10. So this will encourage a real competition in those villages, in rural communities. Because once the agency secure money for them, and that money will be completely channeled to that roads. The roads will be done with concrete so that it will last, so that it will get almost 10 to 20 years lifeline. So it's very, very important. So this will actually change the dynamism of the rural economy and also draw more people to those rural villages so that they don't need to come out to the cities anymore, so that they will remain there. The economy will be moving, everything will be moving. So remember, we are just discussed two ways that the Anambra State government should look into. One is mobilizing the citizens to take up the responsibility in partnership with the government, building those roads. So, and those roads will be named after those indigenes that contributed money to building of those roads. So the community will name them and they will build the roads, or selecting like uh, between 5 to 20 well-to-do citizens of those communities to take one road or two to build within a year. So, and they will have 4 roads to do. The second one is the one I just enumerated, that the government will loan. Will have to form an infrastructure bank or agency that give our loan with one-digit interest, like 3% or 2% over 4 years. So that money will be used for those roads and the roads infrastructure. So they will select between 4 to 10 roads they will build. So those roads will be direct labor. So the direct labor will make it cost effective and done to specification. It will be completely concrete road. So now this almost of this community will have at least 4 to 10 roads built within 10 years. Within a year, sorry. Within a year. So those communities who within 12 months they will have 4 to 10 roads built in those communities. That's how the revolution will be extended to the local communities, and the economic activities will improve, and the security wise, the security will also improve, because all those roads will help to checkmate the activities of unemployment and the activities of hoodlums and those criminals who take advantage of bad roads. So I do believe that's what we should be doing. And the communities will now have a proper maintenance team set up for each of the communities. The community will have, I know some of the communities in Anambra have roads, was committee, but this committee will now be charged to see to the maintenance of the roads and see that those roads are not being destroyed by anybody. Those who are burning, doing bonfire and all those things on it. So now this committee will also be looking at other roads that they will build in future. So meaning that each of these community every year has to present a budget for the year. So a budget of infrastructure that is needed for the community for the year. So all the people from that community will be the budget will be read to them that this community need this, need that. For this year, we are planning to build this for this year. So whether they meet the target before the end of the year, that's another matter. But because they are focused on that, so the people from the community will now know that this is what is needed in this community. This is what is lacking. That the community, the detailed roles will be given to them. That we have 30 rows in this community, or we have 20 rows. But this year we are selecting between 4 to 10 to see if we can tackle it through those these means I just enumerated. And you see that everything start moving. That's how the community will have a sense of belonging, and the real impact of government will start to be spread everywhere. Because the government is not just building roads, the government is also meant to be uh, mobilizing the people for economic advancement and infrastructural development. So it doesn't mean that the government of Anambra State must have all the money. But once they have a citizen, it has people from that state, they all can. Because some of them also, not only that they can attract other people to help them in their community. Because some of them have friends from other communities that are well-to-do people that can actually donate for the building of their own roads in their own friends' community. So that's how a leader leads from the front. That's how we're expecting the Soludo administration to start to implement as soon as possible, not actually delaying about this thing. This is something that 2024 is coming in. So I'm actually expecting these things to be discussed already, to be in pipeline already. The community's budgets for infrastructure, budget, have a budget for the year. Like you have, let's say you have Adaziana having, in Anocha local government, having a budget of these things. This is what we needed for 2024, blah, blah, blah. And, trying to see if they can source fund, how they can do it and all those things. Whether they do it or complete it or start it, that's another thing. But the fact they are working on that, so within the next 2-3 years, you see that those communities will start working properly. So that's what we are looking at, because we are discussing about roads. But I know the roads is one of the biggest concern, but also it can be extended to water and the power supply and security as well. We will be discussing about the security one and see that this insecurity we are talking about here, people going molesting people or kidnapping people, this should be a thing of the past if we start to discuss about the security one as well. So all these things are win-win situation. I don't know why in Nigeria, instead of solving problems, more problems are being created. So Nigeria has reached to a level that, the government should be solving problems, not creating more problems. So that's why the state of Anambra State should actually lead from the front, in looking at some of these suggestions and get it up and running. So it's very, very important, because I do believe there are a lot of things that can change the communities within that community. There are a lot of people that can change the community. They are there, but you need to mobilize them. So that's what we are going to continue discussing. I know that this can be done. I know it's not a rocket science. So if you are watching this video, Remember to subscribe. Remember, as we continue on our discussion, I am called the NYE. So welcome back. We are discussing on rural roads and the activities of Anambra State government this Christmas to see to some of these roads are kept in a working condition. But we are now discussing how these things can be accelerated and over the year to come or years to come to make it like something that is not just a skeletal something or fire brigade approach, to see a working plan that will now work, involving the community, involving the citizens, this, people dwelling in those rural communities, which is very important, something that will actually last, something that can actually change the economic activities in those communities. Some of them are very rustic, but they are actually sitting on gold mine. They are sitting in tremendous wealth that has not been tapped. And a lot of people are leaving those rural community, going to the city, where they find themselves in a prison house of abject poverty. Whereas the place they left is like a paradise, a place full of milk and honey. So, but the government should also help the people, help the community in partnership with them to get these communities to be a livable communities, a land of hope, a land of destination, not a departure launch, so that people will not be rushing to run away from these communities, because there are a lot of things that are there that you cannot find in the cities. The cities in Nigeria is becoming too expensive and too polluted and very, very crime infested, that people are better off living in these communities. And cost of living is very, very good. And I think the time has come that the government of Anambra State should look at some of these suggestions we are bringing here, and do the needful, because it's very important. It's for the good of all. Remember, in this channel, we are here just to bring something that will help to improve things. We are not here just to run down anybody or to run down the government or to run down anything, but we are here because we know that if the homeland is good, it's good for all. We know that our homeland need to be improved. We know that you know if some of these suggestions are taken immediately and a timeline to implement them, are mapped out, things will be far better than it is at the moment. That's why we are talking about, and that's why I'm discussing about this road issue, believing that the government should actually listen and do the needful. I am Kodili-nye. Keep on watching. Stay tuned, and we come right back and we continue discussing. This is a road in Adaziana, done by a single person. This person has done 16 rows in Adaziana alone. And that's what we are talking about, that this is not a rocket science, that it can be done. You can see what is, this is 16 rows. This is not completed. And I think by now it must have been completed, because, yes. So that's what God has blessed Anambra State with. Not just the natural resources, but the human capital. Human capital. That's what Anambra State has been blessed tremendously. That's why what the Anambra State is looking at is leadership. A governor who can capitalize on this, which we believe Soludo can if you want to. The 2 years is almost going. But now, if you can, like he says, changing gear mantra, if we can change gear and just quickly move in this, focus on this. Within 2 3 months, you see the result of it. You will see everybody will see the result of it, because people of this state is so much blessed, so much blessed. See, so this is not Adaziana. Many of their indigenes are building road. This is another one. You have Chico, you have a lot of them. This is another person building this one. So many of the roads are being built in Adaziana. So that's what we are talking about. So that's what is happening. So that's what we are talking about. Chief Cyril Okoye is the one building this road. It's not even Chico. Chico built 16 in Adaziana. And this one is Okoye, Chief Cyril Okoye. So that's what we are talking about. So, including borehole project. In our society, it's people who have the heart to give back, not always people who would take from the society, but giving back, helping the government to develop their society. Nice one, nice one. I'm impressed. Coming down here, I decided I won't be told this. I'll have to come see myself. So let's continue. Let's continue to go. Maybe tell this story some other day. Better. It's rural roads. Government need to partner with the rural people, the citizens of these rural villages, to get most of the roads done. So that's what we are talking about. See the roads? And this man is building 7 in Adaziana. 7 in Adaziana. That's what we are talking about. Buildings Chief Cyril Okoye. He's also building the borehole. He dug the borehole already. So that's what we are talking about. Rural roads. That's what we are discussing. Very important. So I hope that Soludo will watch this and see to it, to the, to see that these rural roads are accorded priorities. Very important. Let's listen again. Let's listen again.
Over 4 to 5 meters. This is one of interesting thing that the other people they are now one of the longest road. This is the longest. Nice one. Thanks to Cheer. Ezan. Siri, Bob Siri, Muskoye. Obisko Nada. Akurienne. We are here. We just came to see for ourselves because I saw on social media.
I am Kodili-nye. Thank you very much for watching. And remember to subscribe, remember to comment, remember to like, remember to turn on notification button. And we will see you in the next vlog. Thank you and God bless you. Have a wonderful holiday season and may the Lord continue to protect you. Thank you for all your support and see you. Bye.
This is not the best he has done. We need more of these people in our society. People that will be generous. He has done the one he did about 2 kilometers or so. I think about that. Around the place. I learned someone was saying that totally he has done about 5.7 kilometers in others. Nice one. So we'll continue to see. And we even start on that one. You can imagine. So if we have people like this, someone who is able to do, that means he's been doing other things in the community. This is like the doing borehole project now. You can imagine. So we need more of these people in our societies, people who have the heart to give back, not always people who would take from the society, but giving back, helping the government to develop their society. Nice one, nice one. I'm impressed. Coming down here, I decided I won't be told this. I'll have to come see myself. So let's continue to go. Maybe we'll tell this story some other day. Better.